Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. In this video I'm going to show you at least 15 things that you can get sowing now in July. So most people have probably got all their things planted and they're done and dusted with terms of sowing, and they're just waiting for the harvest. But no. There's lots of things you can get sowing now in July for an autumnal and winter harvest. So lots to do. Let's whistle through these things that can be sown here in Latvia, but of course anywhere across the Baltics, the Nordics, in America, in the UK, with a kind of similar climate to us. Perhaps not the extremes, but you know, looking at zone 5, maybe 6, something like that. So let's have a look what we got. First of all, I guess the obvious one is a fresh succession of lettuce. We've got lots of lettuces here to sow. We've got some kind of a romaine lettuce here, then we've got a butterhead lettuce like this, and then the curly lettuces like that. Keep those going now. They'll keep growing until the light stops, really, in late October. But and then if you've got chickens, they'll thank you for growing them. So after that, we've got corn salad or lamb's lettuce. This the packet won't mean much. You can now buy this in Latvia. You couldn't before, which is brilliant. But this is a fantastic little lettuce, incredibly sweet leaf, will survive the very harsh Latvian winter down to about -25 centigrade. And we were picking it, well, if you can find it through the snow, you can pick it all winter. So get that going now. And then it'll go to seed next year, and you can save your own seed. Sorrel, or scarbanus as it's called here. This is a red-veined variety. You can get that going now for another green leaf. Spring onions, lorky or bayakal as it's called here. I think that's we call it Welsh onion, but scallions would be in American English. You can get a fresh picking of these. And actually these, if you sow them now and plant them, they'll survive the whole winter, and then they'll give you some fresh green shoots next year. If you like the spring onion green shoots, which are very popular here in Latvia, lorky, they'll be one of the first things you'll be able to pick if you sow them now and leave them outside. And the deer don't tend to eat them either. It's time for turnips, turnip time. They like the colder weather, so we can get on and start sowing turnips. Great storage vegetable, great for stews and that kind of stuff during winter. You get it in your basement, or you can chop it up and freeze it. So time for turnips. Spinach, another great thing for the colder weather. That's Matador variety, and I've got obviously my own saved seed of a perpetual spinach. You keep picking the leaves and it'll keep growing, and as long as it loves the cold weather, it'll keep growing. If it goes to heat, then it'll go straight to seed. So time for spinach. What else? Radish, I think, is an obvious one. We got some French breakfast radish, some round ones. These are the redder, kind of hotter, spicy varieties. So again, cold weather crop, doesn't like the hot weather. Great time for it now. And then you can, with the radish, they're actually pretty quick, so you can do some successions of those through into winter. And then there's the white radish, the longer root radish. Very popular here in Latvia. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. Pickle it, eat it raw, grate it into salads, and it drills down really quick, and so it's good for decompacting the soil if you do nothing else with it. Will live happily in the frozen soil, and you'll be able to pick that next year as well, if the deer don't take the tops off, which they probably will, at least with us. But they still survive, still pick them. Japanese use a lot of it, like daikon radish and stuff like that. They do some fancy stuff with it. So beetroot. If you've not got any beetroot, still time to plant some beetroot. We've only just sown some a couple of weeks ago. You could get away with another sowing now, if only for little salad beetroots on the leaves. Yeah, there's no problem. It's the only reason why you can't, to be honest. Latvians go for big beetroots, but I quite like the smaller ones. Related to that is chard, or mangolds as it's called in the rest of the world. Nice leafy green, stalks are great in stews, good for stir fries, all that kind of stuff. Rainbow chard. Yeah. Okay, on to some brassicas. Chinese leaf cabbage. Hates the hot weather, great for now. Get it in, go and grow now, and you should just about have a harvest as winter comes. Pak choy, I think, is an obvious one. Pak choys again, all these don't like the hot weather, so now's the right time to get sowing some pak choys. Any of this stuff that's left the chickens will eat, so you can just sow loads of it. Now, a seed that I've not seen here in Latvia, but I've got my own saved seed, is red Russian kale, or ragged kale as it's called. I'll show you a picture, but the leaves are kind of like hands like this. Very, very hardy. I think it originated from Siberia, and we've grown it in the greenhouse all winter, and it's grown through and grown up in the next year. So if you want some sort of kale, fresh kale throughout the winter, get that sowed now, get it put in the greenhouse, and you'll have some kale throughout winter. Again, light dependent, it will pause when there's not enough light, but anyway, it will save it and you can pick it. Quick growing cabbage, this is a variety called Express. It is Luati Agri, which is like very quick, 60 to 65 days. Even if you don't get head, you'll still get the leaves, so that's good to sow now. For some winter cabbage, there is another variety called Tundra, which will grow as well in the colder weather. And broccoli, Calabrese, you should, even if you get small florets rather than the big heads, now's a great time to get that in, because you won't get it planted out until after the butterfly, the moth, cabbage moth season. So that should survive that. And I guess perhaps an obvious one is peas. Keep sowing those peas. People think of peas as something that's sowed very early on because it is cold hardy, but there's no reason why you can't keep sowing into the colder season. You might not get full pods, I'm sure you will now, but you can keep sowing and you'll get these delicious, what are they called? Pea shoots, which you can put into salads. They taste just like peas and you can keep picking them. My daughter loves them. But if you sow now with a quicker variety, you should get peas no problem at all. These are some sugar snap peas, non-sugar ones, and they grow only sort of 50, 60, 70 centimetres. So they're self-supporting, just put them very close to each other. Get a good variety of peas. Now, what am I forgetting? Herbs. No reason why you can't still get some basil in. Coriander is a good example. Coriander hates the heat, will go straight to seed, so now is the time to get coriander going. And you can get that in the greenhouse as well, or outdoors, no problem. And of course, dill, I mustn't forget dill. What Latvian would forget to plant dill, but there's no reason why you can't get another succession in, even if you get some little bits of dill, small plants, why not? Perhaps a controversial, unusual choice would be bush beans. I think if you sowed them now, you'd still get a crop. These are called Finnesia, fine green beans. Basically, they're quite thin, really good croppers. In the greenhouse, I think they won't give you some dried beans, and you wouldn't want them because they're tiny, but they will give you some nice green beans, very tasty. And one bonus. If you sow these now, these big onions, I know you can then dry them, stop them growing after 2 or 3 months, and then replant them next year, and you'll get some big onions. These are Globus and Elisa Craig, quite difficult to grow as big as in the picture here in Latvia, but if you grow them as seek-sporely, which is what we call sets in English, and then pause them, let them be paused over the winter, and then put them back in the ground next year, sow them, then you get some nice big onions. Give it a try. I'm going to be doing it on a video, so there you go. I don't know how many there is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, at least 15. I hope you found it interesting and of some use. If you did, there's lots of other videos on our channel which you will find equally interesting and of use. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. If I've forgotten any, then leave them in the comments below. And I will sign off now and see you in another video very soon. Bye for now.